What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Resistance broadcast. I'm John. Thanks for being with us today. We got a good one. We have One with the Force is back. That is an unpredictable segment. It is a difficult segment because you have to make a just lock solid choice of one thing. And in Star Wars, the more Star Wars they make, the harder that gets to do.
It is.
And they are making more Star Wars, which is very exciting, as we talked about on our special episode about Starfighter. It was a mini episode, about 13 minutes. Lacey and I dove into all of the news about that, but there is a new rumor about Starfighter casting that we're going to tackle at the end of the show, which we've been sort of doing lately. Hopefully you've been enjoying that. But Lacey, how are you? What is going on with you?
Hi, I'm good. We are now in September, which is wild.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
feel like this year is flying by.
Yep.
My daughter went to preschool for the first time this past week.
Very nice.
I was kind of nervous. She's never been to like a daycare or anything, how she would handle it. She literally ran away from me and didn't say goodbye, and I cried in my car. So that's how it was handled.
But isn't that better than the clinging to your leg, I don't want to go, mommy? Like,
A
you had the
hundred
better of the
percent.
options. Yeah. So,
But she always surprises me that she is way, I guess, stronger, smarter, a better kid, I think, than I was. Like, I was so whiny. She she is a very, like, "I'm good, thanks." Like, she's in her independent phase.
yeah.
So, I'm just excited for her, and it's, like, a big milestone. I can't believe I'm even saying that, guys. I feel like I was just pregnant on this podcast, and my kid's already going to preschool, so time really
Crazy.
flies, and I can't wait till the time that's flying includes Star Wars movies, because during this entire period, I've had 2 children since the one Star Wars movie we've had since 2019.
That's true.
2.
I didn't even think
2
about that.
children. That's crazy. That's
That
banana
is
stuff
nuts.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Johnny was 1 when The Rise of Skywalker came out, and now he
Mhm.
is 7 and in 2nd grade, which is crazy.
How was his
Um,
birthday? Did he get a Rancor?
got him the Rancor. I did.
Oh, did he
Yeah.
lose it?
Yeah. So I don't
Oh,
like to post the kids too much online, but I filmed a
I
video
don't
of
either.
him opening it, and he was just like,
Oh. You
"Oh."
can just send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I should send you the video of, Daisy opening paper towels last year on Christmas. It is one of my cherished videos. She was
I
like,
gotta
"It's
see that.
paper
Yeah.
towels."
Paper towels are fun.
I
They're
guess
a
so.
good time. You use them, and then you got a little pirate telescope right after
Well,
at the
she
end.
asked for them specifically on her Santa list. So it was
Paper
the
towels.
yeah, so, like, when she got it, it was like, "Oh, Santa's real. This is he got this for me," 'cause he did. He
Of
got
course,
them.
Santa's real.
Yeah.
But thank you to everybody for listening or watching and being here in the base with us. Obviously, if you are, you're a part of the resistance and your code clearance worked, and here you are. But jokes aside, TRB is available free on your favorite podcast app. So if you're a YouTube watcher, you only know us through YouTube, which is probably unlikely because we're more of an audio podcast. Check us out on Apple, Spotify. You get the full version of our theme song, all that good stuff. But also on the adverse side of it, if you are an audio listener and you want to see our faces, youtube.com/@TRB podcast. You get every episode of the Resistance broadcast, our pop culture movie TV podcast, Nerdy and Nice, on Mondays, and all of our bonus videos, our reactions. Sometimes we do trailer reactions, sometimes we do one-off stuff, and that's also free. And then we have our Patreon. We've had a lot of people joining recently, so thank you all so much. Whoever you are, thank you for joining us. It means so much to the both of us and what we're doing here. However you can support us, it means so much. It allows us to, well, we were just doing off air, actually. We were talking about equipment upgrades and what can we do to, improve. And it's all because of your support. And also why we were able to branch out and add a second podcast to our
Mhm.
list here with Nerdy and Nice. So thank you all very much for that. Head to patreon.com, patreon.com/TRB podcasts, and check out our tiers. They start at $5. That gets you already into the base to watch all of our bonus mini episodes and everything we do on the page. And then there's more perks and benefits and stuff as you go up the ranks. But any support you can do. I know we have thousands of listeners. If you are able to, I know it's a crazy economic time. But if you're able to, the support goes a long way, and it means a lot to us. So thank you all so much
It
who have
does.
signed up. And if you have been thinking about it, don't forget we have the annual subscriptions that knocks like a full month off your price. A lot of people have chosen that option. But thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It really means a lot because this show that you're watching and everything we do is just the two of us. And you know, we
Yes.
have day jobs, we have families that we were just talking about, our kids. It does take a lot of time and effort into what we do here. I think
Late
most of what
nights,
you,
early morning.
yeah, yeah, most of what you like listen to and watch, like the 2 hours a week, is a small percentage of the time we put in behind the scenes to make this stuff good. So thank you all so much for your support. It means a great deal. But enough of those spiels. It is time to get into the show. Lacey, what do we say we dive into some light but cool news?
Mm-hmm.
It's the resistance.
All right. I always sometimes feel like, you're doing the plugs at the beginning of the episode and stuff, but I don't listen to a lot of podcasts just because I don't have time, but because we're making our podcasts. But podcasts have like 3-minute intros, and then they're doing,
Commercial
ad
break.
reads, and then
Yeah.
they're doing commercial breaks, and then they're doing another thing, and then before, like, it's like 11 minutes before they start their podcast. So I don't think us tossing that out there is that big of a deal. Hopefully, our
The
audience
other
is
thing
like,
too
no,
is,
go for it.
yeah, our patrons help support us in a way that we don't have to do ad reads and stuff. We do
Yeah.
sometimes, but I know
Yep.
I've had people say that to me, like, "Oh, why don't you do ads?" And it's like, because we get support from the community already, that we don't feel the need to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll
Though
see.
I'll say this, if one of those cool lightsaber companies wants to work with us, I always thought that would be really cool.
I want a
So
video
if
of you and Johnny fighting with one.
oh, we fight like every day. So he got this mask. We'll get to the news in a second. He got this it's one of those Darth Vader masks that has the elastic band, so it's like half of it and you put it on your head,
Oh,
but it
yeah.
has the lines. If you hit a button right here, it says "Don't make me destroy you," and it does the breathing, and "You don't know the power of the dark side." And so I gave him my Darth Vader Force Effects lightsaber because it matches the mask. So then I use the Qui-Gon Jinn 1999 Phantom Menace, like the retractable ones, the Hasbro
Oh,
ones.
yes, the spring ones, yeah.
Yeah, and we both put robes on and put our hoods on and stuff. And
Oh, that's so funny.
we just had so much fun doing lightsaber duels. So that's been a regular thing. I'll have to maybe film one of those and put them up.
Did
But
he have, like, a Star Wars birthday, or was it just birthday themed? Was it just
no,
like his party?
he had the theme. I mean, it was his buddies from school came over, and there were like 7
Mhm.
kids, and they mostly played outside. They played like soccer and wiffle ball and slip and slide and that sort of thing. But then they came in and they played some games and Lego Star Wars. He was showing how proud he is of my journey doing
Oh,
that, and
that's so
yeah.
fun.
So he
Oh,
had a good time, and I did give him
yeah.
the Rancor, the Power of the Force Rancor. I never had it. Some guy had it on eBay, on like it's still in the box, and it comes with a Luke and the little bone that he crushes that Luke
Oh,
tries to put in his mouth.
good for you.
Yeah.
What a great dad. That's
Yeah. So
awesome.
Johnny was like, "The Rancor, what do you think?" And he's like, "What do you think? Do you think the Rancor like are actually nice?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we can talk about it, dude. There's a lot of there's a
You.
lot of injustice about those Rancors." And this podcast is a big supporter of the liberation and the
Of the
rebellion of the
Rancors.
Rancors. Yeah. So, Lacey, a couple of news items. First, friend of the podcast. We actually haven't had him on. We got to have him on, but
Me too.
we've hung out with him. He's been to our live shows, and he's a great Star Wars author. Adam Christopher is back, and he is now doing the previously announced, I'm sure a lot of you are aware of it, Master of Evil, Darth Vader novel, heavy on the sheave, and they released an excerpt about from that novel. Lacey, we obviously both read it. Thoughts on that excerpt? And yeah, take it away.
I love the book cover. First of all, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but this one's pretty sick. It's really cool. It's like kind of, I would say it looks like watercolor, but it's like got like half his mask exposed with
Mm-hmm.
like the wires and everything. And then the one eye, they love the one eye in
Love the
Lucasfilm
one eye.
lately. Um, I thought this excerpt was interesting because it really got obviously from the point of view of Vader, but it touches a lot on, I think, more closely and detailed the relationship between Vader and Palpatine. We get glimpses of that here and there, and then especially like in the comics and a little bit in the movies and the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, maybe slightly, but not really. Um, but I remember, uh, I watched the original trilogy first, then watched the prequels when they came out growing up. So seeing Anakin fall to the dark side was, I don't know, an interesting journey for me because I already knew him as Vader. So I was just like unsure that happened. And then the whole time you're kind of doubting it. You're like, how would a guy even do this? Like, how would you ever just become this masked monster
Yeah.
years later? Um, but it's, man, do you see in this excerpt how well Palpatine was controlling him and like playing on his emotions and his insecurities? And I felt for Anakin in this, even though I know he's not Anakin anymore, but like there was this little part that I was like, he's still in there because he's just trying to find Padme and he's trying to make things right,
Hmm.
even though he's gone too far.
Yeah.
And Palpatine's just so evil and just so terrible. And I read this and I was like, oh, he's the worst. But that's the
Yeah.
point. Um, I also thoroughly enjoy anytime I'm reading some type of Star Wars excerpt, novel, etc. And there's mention of Vader's just like breathing, like how they work it in. And Adam does a great job of like every once in a while just reminding you, like, and then the the sound of his breathing filled the room, and I'm like, oh, because it's like so tied to who we are as Star Wars fans to hear that. You just
Yeah.
immediately know. Um, I thought it's great. I actually wanna read this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Me too. The only criticism I have about it is the picture, and he does a great job of it, and maybe too good,
Mm.
because and this is just this excerpt. It's a small excerpt in the book, but it almost felt like it's like watching the end of Return of the Jedi and then using that to describe the scene, because I felt like my brain
Mm,
kept going to
okay.
that throne room in Return of the Jedi, the open window, the Emperor's throne looking out, Vader going taking a knee, the guards leaving. I'm like, this is very Return of the Jedi when Vader goes to see Palpatine, and that's fine because I'm sure
Yeah,
it is very formulaic on purpose from Palpatine to keep Vader in a pattern so he doesn't find ways to like find a deviation. If you keep him on that same path of doing the same thing over and over, it keeps that
yeah.
obedience in check, just like when you train a dog, sadly. So
I was gonna say that, yeah.
yeah. And also, thinking about it, like to your point about how much he manipulated Vader and brainwashed him in a sense. And then you think back to, even like, when I think about the prequels and how that slow burn of how he got his hooks into Anakin, my brain initially always goes to Revenge of the Sith, then Attack of the Clones. And I forget that it really starts in The Phantom Menace at the very
Yeah, at the
end.
end. Oh,
He's a
so
10-year-old
creepy.
boy, and he's like,
Yeah,
he's the one. So it's like, he groomed him, because even in Attack of the Clones, when he
100%.
first when he's talking to him, they've had conversations before. So it's anytime he gets a chance, he probably manipulated how the Jedi were being used so that he had as much time with Anakin as possible. Let's send Obi-Wan on this mission, but just Obi-Wan. And then he like summons Anakin to talk to him in his office and pepper him with things like, "You're going to be the greatest of all the Jedi. I see you being even better than Yoda." And then he's like building this kid up where all the other Jedi are like, "No, you need to follow the process. You'll get there."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You come with, you got it right here. I know you're the best. What are they toying with you for?" And he did this since this kid was 10 years old. So it's full on grooming. And now we see full version of Vader almost becoming that again, because he takes the knee, he doesn't respond, he's quiet, he does lift his head in moments. And you sort of see that obedience lock in. And what's so disturbing about it, and what Adam Christopher was so good at with this, is reminding the audience that Vader is a completely different person around only Palpatine. You don't
Yeah.
see Vader bending a knee to anybody. Yeah, Tarkin was sort of his boss on the Death Star. I think that was more of George Lucas was still trying to figure out what he was going to do with this thing. I think
Mhm.
if he made that today with Vader as he is now, I don't know that he would have allowed Tarkin to talk to Vader that way, like release him and Vader saying "as you wish." I don't think Vader would do that if they revise
Yeah.
that. But anyway, I think this is really good. Palpatine being violent with Vader, sort of doing that reminder of I can kill you. I'm your boss. I'll make you wheeze. And like that was another thing that reminded me of Return of the Jedi. He fried him, and then his breathing apparatus was wheezing. But
He's already done
I
that, yeah.
again, I think that's done on purpose, and I think it's smart by Adam Christopher and the publishing team to hammer those things home, because Palpatine doesn't do anything without purpose behind it, and if he's able to keep Vader doing the same repetitive things, it keeps him locked in. So I think that's actually a smart writing element there, and I think it is going to be a good book. And like a lot of people say, there's too much Vader, um, but I don't think it's a bad idea to really take a peek behind the curtain, beyond the movies, the Mustafar element, and him bleeding his crystal, and then what he saw in the cave on Mustafar. How do we compare that to what Luke saw on Dagobah in the cave? Are there going to be parallels there? So there's going to be a lot of interesting things. There's going to be a lot of layers to that onion that may make us even appreciate the depth of that connection between Palpatine and Vader, and the inherent evilness of Palpatine, even though we all know it. But how he treats Vader, it's almost startling, because like I said, we always see Vader as the final boss, as the guy in the end of the hallway in Rogue One, as the intimidating factor. But then when it comes to Palpatine, it's back to being a puppy dog. I am your servant. I
I
am
mean,
your
yeah,
beck and
he's the
call.
broken little boy that you meet
Yeah,
in the beginning of the
yeah,
series, like, without a father, he's kinda
yeah,
just latching on to anybody, he's a slave, like, he's used
yeah.
to that kind of power dynamic of someone telling him what to do all the time,
True.
so it's not surprising that, um, he would fall back into it as, like, a comfort thing, too,
So
because he's, like, so
So
used to it.
what you're saying, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but what you're
Sure.
saying then is that this is all Watto's fault.
I I don't know. I guess we'll figure
Oh,
out in the next segment what I think.
oh yeah.
Um,
Mm.
wink, wink. It's coming. Don't worry. Uh, the other thing I wanted to mention about this that I didn't mention before, I was just thinking about it as you were talking through your thought process, is that it is interesting that he, as in Palpatine, chimes a couple times about controlling knowledge, controlling what Vader knows.
Yeah.
And I can't help but think that, oh my gosh, how many times have we heard tragedies or terrible stories about grooming or any type of power dynamic where someone's being controlled, and there's always a level of they're controlling what that other person knows, what they can see, what's around them, who they have access to, which, as you were saying, like, he cut him off from anybody that cared about him, and then Padme ultimately died anyway, so it's like he had no one. So all he had was Palpatine.
And and,
Um,
and obviously calculated in making Mustafar a big part of Darth Vader's life post Revenge of the Sith,
being
because
alone,
he has to go back
isolation.
to the scene of the crime where he last saw his wife, where he thinks he killed her because
Yep.
Palpatine said he did.
Yeah.
And he has to live there now. He has to get his crystal. He has to go through his trials there.
And
He
Obi-Wan,
is
betrayed him there
Yes,
in his
he's
mind.
purposely keeping him in the place of his greatest torment and darkest time, so that he has to like just wallow in that and use his rage to stay Darth Vader. It's
So
all like
dark. It's
unbelievable.
so
And
dark.
yeah, and people like I said, you don't need to convince people of the inherent evil that is Sheev Palpatine, but authors, and I don't read all the books. I mean, I fully admit that. But Adam Christopher and other authors who were able to Charles Soule, who were able to delve into some of this stuff a bit deeper, it really gives you a better appreciation for the quality of how these characters are, not in story, but how they're created in fiction in Star Wars. Just when you think, and I know you joke like enough Palpatine, but I think this stuff is really cool because it really does take you into a more deeper layered psychological
I enjoyed
element.
it. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it. I'll
yeah,
give you guys that. I enjoyed this
yeah,
Palpatine doc. I usually hate him, but in this one I hated him while also enjoying that he sucks, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
And
Anyway, looking forward to it.
Master of Evil release date. When does that come out? I should have known that. It
I
comes out
believe this
November
fall.
11th. So hopefully maybe we can get a couple of copies. We can reach
That'd
out
be
to
great.
somebody and
That'd
it'd
be
be cool to get Adam on the show. He's been a friend of the pod for a while now, so I think that'd be really cool. So Adam, if you're listening, give us a shout. Let's get in
You're the
touch.
best, man.
Yeah. Good
I mean,
dude.
people
Yeah.
loved his Luke Lando novel. I
Yep.
always blank on the
Shadow of the
name
Sith.
of it. Shadow of the Sith. Thank you.
Yeah.
So he's
And
kind
he
of
was supposed to do the Mando novel,
Mando
right?
novel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, you gonna do that again? What are we
That'd
doing?
be
What are
cool.
we doing?
All right, our next story got me very excited. Now this was not officially reported by Lucasfilm. This comes from Jeff Snyder, who seems to be quite accurate when it comes to Star Wars news, and he is reporting that Claudio Miranda, the director of photography / cinematographer for Tron Legacy, Top Gun Maverick, F1. I believe he was nominated for Oscars or maybe won an Oscar for like Benjamin Button.
Wow.
Just one of the best in terms of uh, doing old school action in the modern landscape is how I would put that. Um, get like what Michael Bay can't do. Like keep it serious, but keep it high octane. You know, that keep you on the edge of your seat type of stuff, but have some weight to it, and like just the way he shoots that stuff is and the first person stuff. I can't freaking wait. But he is apparently doing the cinematography for Starfighter. So
I would love that. Please.
I hope this is real. I hope this is true.
Nah.
Lacey, I know you and I are both huge fans of Top Gun Maverick. I am going to talk about F1 on Nerdy and Nice on Monday. I just watched that.
Nice.
Another great job by him on that one. But what are your thoughts on this, and what does it make you assume we might get in terms of the style and feel and look of Starfighter?
Now, I am obsessed with the Tron Legacy soundtrack. I thought the movie was good. It was entertaining. It was shot well. Top Gun Maverick, one of the best movies ever of all time. I stand by that. F1 I haven't seen yet. I've heard wonderful things about it, and I know I see constant people talking about it on social media about how great it is. So I'll have to check that out. But this news to me is great because he did Top Gun Maverick, which should be right in line with Star Wars Starfighter. Like you're going from planes to planes, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that movie, Top Gun Maverick, there's so many things, guys. So many things I could say about this movie. But one of the things is that I truly enjoy about it is that it looks so good. Like the cockpit shots versus the people reacting to it versus the overall sweeping landscapes and sky shots and man, it's a pretty movie. And it's not too dark. That's the other thing. Like there are
Yeah.
even moments that Tom Cruise is shooting like at night and he's like about to at the beginning where it's like it's not sunrise yet. It's not super dark. Like they
Mm-hmm.
focused on lighting his face and stuff. I find that every time I try to watch some movies now, they're so dark that I'm like,
Yeah.
what is happening? It seems like Claudio doesn't do that. He's in the action. He also makes sure it looks good, he's in
And
it.
big.
Yes.
Like these movies
Scope.
feel big. Yes.
Yes. So I love this. Let's keep getting top people in this movie. I want to see it nominated for stuff.
I'm with you. I know you've been saying that for a while. Like, let's get Star Wars back in the ring for nominations.
Outside of visual effects, ILM, we love you. You get all the stuff all the time because you're so good.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Now-
acting, maybe some other production type stuff.
Yeah. Oh, ILM for sure.
Yeah.
Now this Yeah, this movie in particular, I don't want to jump over Mandalorian and Grogu because I know we're both very, very excited for
We
that
just
movie,
talked about
which,
that last week, I think, or the week
yeah,
before. Yeah.
that's only 8 months away. But just everything we're hearing about this one, anytime there's a new announcement, it's never a, oh, I don't know, which we, as Star Wars fans, we're getting a little used to for a few years there. With stumbles in production and firings, and this director and this actor isn't happy, and they don't want to come back, blah blah blah. Every time there's an announcement for this movie, it's like Shawn Levy wants to do a Star Wars movie. He wants to make it his dream. It's his goal, and then it's like
Which
Shawn
we were
Levy
saying
is
early
making the
on.
Star Wars movie. Yeah,
I know. I want to take credit for a little bit there because early on we were saying because he turned down Avengers, and we were saying on this show he probably turned down Avengers to do Star Wars.
yeah,
We 100% guessed that, and then it came out, and
yeah.
I was like, I knew it because he did Deadpool, and it did so well. So
Very well. And like we were talking about recently on the podcast, Disney wants to get Gen Z males back in. This is how you do it. Um, I'm
dude
sure if you look
movies,
at if you look at the demographics of the audience for F1, I'm sure it was a lot of young dudes in those theaters.
Top Gun
Um,
Maverick, Tron,
yep,
yeah.
absolutely. So, you get the cast announcement and you're like, man, all these people are really good actors. Like, this is a great cast. And then you understand that Shawn Levy is writing, co-writing with, is he co-writing with, who's writing Starfighter? I'm sorry. I forgot. Jonathan Tropper, right?
Yeah, Chopper, yeah.
Yeah. So you got him writing it. You have, we don't know who's doing the music yet. That is very important.
We don't.
But now you have Claudio Miranda doing the cinematography, and we know what he delivers with Joseph Kosinski movies.
What if
Um,
they get Hans Zimmer? Hans Zimmer did Top Gun, and Hans
I,
Zimmer was gonna do Solo. Remember Ron Howard came in and they wanted Hans Zimmer to do it, and
oh, right. Yeah.
Powell was like, and then basically I was like, no, I want to do it, or he convinced them to let him do it. Remember Ron Howard usually works with Hans Zimmer, so he was gonna bring in who he knows. Remember
Yeah.
we talked about him with that?
Yeah. They work together on a bunch of stuff. Backdraft, one of my favorite movies from the 90s.
Yeah.
But F1, Hans Zimmer did that. So there's a connection there with
Could
Claudio.
you imagine a Hans Zimmer Star Wars soundtrack?
Be amazing. Why not?
Yo,
Let's do
what?
it. Why not? Yeah.
Are we calling that right now? Are we gonna book
Let's
it?
do it.
Are we booking
Let's
it?
make it happen. Yeah.
We're
Hans
booking a Hans
Zimmer
Zimmer.
doing the music. They may already have someone in place, but
Yeah.
yeah. So everything I hear about this movie, I'm just like, yes. Yes. All
Mhm.
right. So I'm very, very excited for this. And especially after I love Top Gun Maverick, but especially after seeing F1, I'm like, these movies are shot so well that I don't even want to look away. Like, they're so well shot and they pull you right into the action. Like F1, I don't care about F1. I don't watch F1. I don't understand F1. I respect it. I think it's amazing what those guys do and all those teams and everything. But
Mhm.
I loved F1. It's the same way people probably feel with Top Gun Maverick. Like, I don't care about jet fighters and stuff like
I
that.
don't.
But they shoot it in a way that pulls you in. Like F1, you're in the seat and you're cruising at high octane speeds. Same thing with Top Gun. So we're going to get that in a Starfighter. And that alone is amazing, but when you add the chops and charisma and charm of Ryan Gosling to that, man, I think we're in for something really special with Starfighter. So all thumbs up from me on this. Thumbs up from TRB, Claudio Miranda. And let's get Hans Zimmer behind the piano to start cooking some stuff up. Or guitar. I know he
I
writes stuff on guitar too, but
I wonder if Starfighter is because it's obviously not involved in this saga. We know that. It's outside of that,
yeah.
but it's after the events of the sequel trilogy. I wonder if it's gonna be a scenario where it's kind of like the Phantom Menace with pod racing, but with like plane, X-wing, ship racing.
Starships, yeah.
Yeah, because Ryan Gosling, obviously, he did Drive. He's done a bunch of, and it just to me, you have Tron Legacy. They do the racing montage, Top Gun, flying racing montages. F1 racing montages. So I wonder if Starfighter is going to be the kid gets stolen or he has to pay off some bets or something like a Jabba scenario. And then the only way he can win is if he wins this big race, the Starfighter 300 or whatever.
Interesting. I wonder
Because
if
then you
it's-
would bring this person on that does those things.
Yeah, that's true. I still have a feeling that I hope the rumors weren't true that he's his uncle, because if it's true that Amy Adams is playing his mother, you got to get some romance in there, and you would imagine the
That's what
connection
I'd
would be
say.
Amy Adams and Ryan Gosling. So
One would think.
we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what
But
happens
then it
there,
would
but
make
this is
Mia Goth and Matt Smith not force sensitive people, but just like that Sebulba bad racing type person or the gangster that he's up against or something like that, which still is a cool role for Matt Smith, but not necessarily force driven or a general or anything like that. But it will add some weight to the general rumor if he is the head gangster of something.
Yeah.
Like, is kind of like a power structure.
Or Imperial Remnant,
Yeah,
or
that
a
runs a city or something.
First Order Remnant. Yeah.
Governor. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see, but everything, at least on paper, with this movie has
Remember this
excited
episode
me. So
that we talked about this. I'm interested to see
Hans.
what comes of it.
Hans, Bobby.
Hans racing plot for Starfighter. Matt Smith is some type of gangster governor, remnant guy. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, Racer
Anyway.
would be cool. I don't think it's gonna be Racer, but it'd be cool if it was.
I'd be into it because it has nothing to do with Star Wars, but it's just in the universe, which I feel like is what Shawn Levy wants.
Yeah, I mean, if they had made a pod racer movie and Ryan Gosling was like this, like down on his luck, like trying to be as good as the other human who was good at it, who was named Anakin Skywalker, but he stinks or something, that'd be kind of interesting. But
well, this is that just bigger, you know, and that
Yeah.
to me also reads like a pitch, like we know the pod racing and Phantom Menace, that just bigger. And they're like, yes, sold.
I think it'd be cool if maybe he was a part of the resistance, and now that the First Order's over, he like didn't have a job anymore.
Yeah, he
So
doesn't
now
have anything to do. He's
Yeah.
like, wait.
Yeah. So then he runs into this kid who tries to steal his like speeder, and he's like, "All right, get out." And then the kid's like, "But I got nowhere to go." And he's like, "All right, I'm a starfighter. Hop in." All right. That is it for the news. Little light in the news, but cool stories. Hope you thought so. Let us know about your takes on this news and your thoughts on what we had to say. And we'll talk about it. But now it is time to make some really tough choices in one of our more fun segments, One with the Force.
The Force is with me, and I'm one with the Force.
Nice, nice. Am I doing this one? We didn't really discuss this.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Okay, guys. So normally I do will of the Force, not will with the Force, will of the Force, which is great. And it's a fun segment that you guys get to be involved. But this week we're doing one with the Force. It's a slightly different one where the questions pose several options and you have to pick one and stand by said option. It can get tricky for me because sometimes I get stuck between two things. I have to pick one. So we're going to kick it off with you are a citizen of the galaxy, far, far away, obviously. You have no force abilities, just an ordinary person. Things are about to get less common for you as you encounter Maul, and for whatever reason, he has a big problem with you. I mean, I'm a pain in the butt, so there's probably a couple of reasons. You are able to summon one Jedi to fight him for you. Unfortunately, Obi-Wan Kenobi is not available at this time. What Jedi would you pick to take down Maul and why, John?
I initially was going to say Qui-Gon Jinn because like Qui-Gon is a very smart Jedi, and the way that Obi-Wan learned from Qui-Gon's mistakes to take down Maul and Rebels, I feel like Qui-Gon would have also learned, because there's a moment at the end
he got killed by Maul. You would
No,
just
I'm
be
saying,
like,
but this
come on back?
No, but this is hypothetical. You pick a Jedi. It doesn't have to be like
I
canon.
think that's a little weird to pick the Jedi that he killed.
But I didn't pick him. But there is a moment at
Okay.
the end, right before Qui-Gon dies, where he like notices something about Maul, and I kind of wish I knew what Qui-Gon was thinking in that moment. I'm sure maybe there's a book that says it, but let me
Mm-hmm.
know if there is, because that'd be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going with Mace Windu. I think Mace Windu beat Palpatine. He had him. He was finished. And then Anakin came in and screwed everything up. Like, he was ready to just kill Palpatine. He had him. He was about to kill him, and Anakin ruined it. So, and some people will say Palpatine was just letting him do that. So Anakin, you got to give Mace some credit here, guys. He beat his ass, and I think Mace Windu would take down Maul. That's what I think. So I'm going with Mace Windu. What about you?
This is tough. Oh God. I feel like I had a whole argument in my head and I just kind of lost it. I'm not really sure. I got thrown off by you picking Qui-Gon that I was like, but you can't pick Qui-Gon because he got killed by Maul. Um, no, you know what? I'm probably gonna pick Luke Skywalker. Is that a cop-out answer? Luke
I don't
Skywalker,
think
because
so.
he's the best Jedi ever. Um,
Mm,
I would pick Return of the Jedi Luke because I think he's got the skills to take on Maul. And Maul's just like so in his own head that I think Luke would best him. Plus, we've seen what
mm.
he did to those droids in Mandalorian, and I feel like he's ready to go.
So yeah, because I think Vader would beat Maul and Luke beat Vader. So
Yeah. I feel like that's such like a school time argument. Like this person beats this person, but
oh,
this person
totally.
also beat
That
this
yeah,
person.
yeah,
So
yeah, definitely.
I think I would I'd pick Luke. I'm always gonna pick Luke, honestly, on any of these questions, not to be that very obvious person, Captain Obvious. I'm always gonna pick
But
Luke in these Jedi
but
questions of
Lacey,
like, what Jedi would you pick? Luke.
how can Luke be the greatest Jedi ever when he came very close to killing his own nephew?
Yeah, but that's family stuff. And
I'm just
to
kidding.
that point, Vader got under his skin because he brought up Leia. So I think
Mm-hmm.
he could get bested by Maul if Maul brings up family related things. Like he just like tends to lose a little bit. But even then, I still think at the after Return of the Jedi, like Mandalorian Luke is like so like in his own mind that he would best Maul, no problem.
All right, I like it.
Yeah. Or Ahsoka. Why didn't I pick Ahsoka? That's so dumb. Ahsoka. Why wouldn't I pick Ahsoka?
Ooh.
That's such a good Jedi. Like, what am I doing? Like, I love Luke, but I
Um,
feel like we've seen more of Ahsoka to know that she could best him.
didn't they have a standoff
They did
in
at some
season
point.
7 of Clone Wars?
They
Um,
did. It was her
she
younger though.
so she won and subdued him, but Rex helped her. Um, but I think
I'm saying like
if
Ahsoka in the series now, I think would totally.
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Although
think
she
that's a
did
good
get,
pick. So you going with Ahsoka?
I don't, because she didn't Balin kind of best her, or did he best her because his apprentice was there?
Yeah, it's tough because you can always get into the nuances of each battle.
I'm gonna stick with Luke. I'm gonna stick with my first answer, my
Okay,
gut answer. Ahsoka is second best, but
that's a good pick.
I'm gonna pick Luke. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Second question is if you can't say, or oh no, yeah, if you can't say Palpatine in your opinion, who? Oh wait, I'm reading this totally wrong. If you can't say Palpatine in your opinion, who is the one person most responsible, regardless of intentionally or unintentionally, for Anakin's turn to the dark side? Besides himself, of course. So bringing this back to earlier, guys, this is the question that I was referencing. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Who do you think is responsible for their fall? John, do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
You can start.
I'm going to say that I believe Anakin's push to the dark side was Mace Windu. I think he's pretty responsible. He's the one that
Hmm.
was up against him all the time, fighting him all the time, not like physically, but like kind of egging him on. And when someone's in a really dark place, the last thing they need is someone to constantly be like, "No, you suck. No, you're not getting a chair. No, you're not being master. No, you're not doing these things." And he was just always there without any transparency as to why. And Obi-Wan Kenobi was the one that was always kind of downplaying it, like, "Oh, don't worry about it." But Mace was like very kind of like, "I hate you. I have a
He
problem with
never
you."
trusted him. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I was Anakin and even watching it as Anakin through his eyes, I was like, "Yo, Mace sucks." I don't know why everybody says Mace is so great. Like he kind of sucks. Not wrongfully because he stood by his guns that he was the bad guy and ultimately he did become said bad guy. But at the same time, he kind of sucks. And he's
All
just
right.
putting him down all the time. So I think he drove him into the arms of Palpatine because he was constantly pushing him to these like insecure self-hatred moments that when he was putting Obi-Wan on missions with Yoda, as in Mace Windu, he was separating the one line of logic that was going to Anakin. So he was also responsible on that side. So I'm going to say Mace.
I actually also picked Mace Windu.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I feel like from the moment he met Anakin, he felt, I think he believed that the prophecy might have been correct, but you could always tell even when he was a 10-year-old boy doing that little iPad guess the image thing,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "No, he will not be trained.
He
No,
was like,
I don't
don't
trust
get
this
him out of
boy."
here, you know?
He would even he even told Anakin to his face in Revenge of the Sith, like, "If you do this thing, you will regain my trust." So it's like one of the biggest, like one of your idols, one of the top Jedi masters is telling you he doesn't trust you. Like that doesn't make a kid feel good. So and
It
then
also makes you not want to help him because you're like, you don't trust me? You don't want me to do the right thing? Like, you
right.
suck.
And then back to my previous point from the last question, like Mace did have Palpatine dead to rights, but Anakin is right. He probably should have arrested him because there's a lot of implications on, you know, if he killed Palpatine, then the Jedi have to convince the entire galaxy that Palpatine
Explain
was
why.
evil. Yeah.
Yes.
So Mace did mess up a lot for someone who's the left-hand man of Yoda, 'cause sat to his left.
Yeah.
So I would say him. I was going to say Padme, and I know it's controversial, but because she knew that it was wrong to do that, to get involved with him, and ultimately him losing his mother, it turned his obsession to saving people from death onto Padme. So everything he did and why he joined Palpatine was to save her. But then I was like, he would have done this with someone else. Like Palpatine would have been like,
He has a
I'm
very
gonna
addictive personality, Anakin. He was just latching
yeah.
on to anybody that he felt was replacing that void of his
Right.
own mother.
So
Yeah.
I'm not blaming Padme because
She
if
did wear that
Padme wasn't,
outfit, though. No one's gonna say
oh
no to a
who
woman dressed
oh
like
my god, with the fire, like what is she doing? She knew what she was doing.
she was wearing a corset top with a necklace that goes right down her cleavage, and she's like, "Anakin, I can't. Stop.
Yeah, her
Don't do
hair all
this."
pulled back. Yeah. So I'm not gonna blame her, because if she wasn't in the picture in that way, Palpatine would have figured out a way to make it about Obi-Wan. And like
Mhm.
Obi-Wan, like you could save Obi-Wan. I sense that Obi-Wan's gonna die or something. And like he would have just found another way to trick Anakin into thinking they could pursue immortality and cheating death and stuff like that. So I'm
Anakin had so
absolving
much,
Padme.
yeah, childhood trauma that nobody was gonna fix that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm absolving Padme. I'm going with Mace as well. Not to be boring that we both picked it, but maybe we're onto something if we both picked it. So
Yeah.
that is my pick for who is most responsible for Anakin's turn, besides Palpatine and Anakin himself.
All right. Last but not least, you are traveling in the galaxy. So let's just keep track. You're a citizen of the galaxy. You're now traveling in said galaxy.
Yep.
You're pretty strapped for credits, aren't we all? So to lessen costs, you agree to share a hotel room for the night. Your options for roommates are Jabba the Hutt, parenthesis, he's not looking to cause you harm. He's just chilling. Just
Chill.
vibes. Jar Jar Binks or 3 Jawas, not 1, but 3 Jawas.
They
Who
always,
is
yeah.
who is your roommate for the night, John?
I'm going with Jabba. And my
What?
reasoning.
I'm sorry. You just said, yes, I will share a room with a gigantic slug.
Yeah. Yep. Because there's a chance he may be like, look, dude, I need to stay moist. I'm gonna chill in the tub. I'll chill in the tub, and you can, have your choice of the bed. Like Jabba's not gonna sleep on like a Best Western full size bed, or even a queen. It's not gonna happen. So
You know he definitely snores.
he probably does all
That
that.
BMI, he's snoring.
He probably stinks. He probably farts. He probably has that mouth
Watches you
breath
sleep
in the
and you wake
morning.
up and he just goes, ho, 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 ho,
Yeah,
ho.
like everyone's breath is like sort of like hot and like kind of gross in the morning. Like his is probably like the worst morning breath in the world.
I bet you he
But
talks on speakerphone in the room with you.
yeah, probably. Yeah. He probably has one of those Nextels too, where it's like but with all that said, the reason I picked him is because we know he sleeps because he's in the middle of like this intense thing going on in Return of the Jedi and he like dozed off. So he's gonna fall asleep, at least. Number 2, the Jawas, I don't know if they sleep, but I know that they're gonna take all my stuff and
They're going to
leave
go through
before I
your
wake up.
suitcase
They're gonna
in
take all my
2
stuff.
seconds.
Yeah, gone. So I'm gonna lose all my stuff if I sleep in the same room with 3 Jawas. Because what they'd probably do is they would take shifts sleeping, so one of them's awake at all times. They're calculating. So, and the glowing eyes might make the room too bright. I'm not dealing with that shit. So, and then you got Jar Jar, who's probably that like it's almost like in Step Brothers when they're like talking to each other when they're in bed, and he just won't shut the hell up. So he'd probably be like, "What are you used to thinking you would dream about?" And I'm like, "Will you shut up and let me go to sleep?" Idiot. You gave Palpatine all the powers in the Senate, and now I can't get any sleep. It's enough.
I
So
can
I'm
just see
going with
the Jawas being in the room, just being like, and you're like, shut
Yeah.
your mouth.
Yeah.
Shut.
Oh God.
I would pick Jar Jar Binks because
Wow.
Jabba the Hutt's disgusting. Like I said, he probably snores. He definitely smells. That dude smells.
Jar Jar snores. It's canon. Phantom Menace. He's snoring.
That's fine. I think Jar Jar would be easily convinced to sleep in the bathroom or on a balcony or switch rooms and leave the room for me.
Well,
Because
no, you can't do that. No, you can't.
I
You can't.
watched Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Padme convince him many a time, "You should go do this." And he'd be like, "Oh, we used to go do this." And he would just go do it. So I feel like I'm smart enough to convince him, like, "No, you should totally do this. I think isn't that a great view? You should sleep out here, Jar Jar." And he'd be like, "Needs to sleep out here."
You're like,
And I'm
Jar
like,
Jar, you see that Gungan lady down at the hotel bar? She was giving you eyes tonight. And he's like, Misa?
I just
So
feel
then
like I
maybe
could convince
slept
him,
in her
whereas
room.
Jabba would just be like, "You're a woman. No." I'd be like,
Oh
"Okay."
yeah, you wake up with like a chain around your neck. You're like, oh no,
Oh
we've seen
no.
this before. Oh no, that metal's so cold in the hotel room. Oh no.
All of a sudden the curtain opens in the room and it's just the band being like dee doo doo dee dee, and I'd be like,
Oh yeah, Jabba would probably get a suite too. Wait,
Salacious
that
Crumb
helps
just
my
there.
that helps my argument though, because Jabba would probably go a little extra and get like a suite, so that maybe I could have my own room. So that could be an even bigger
Or
proponent to my.
you could wake up with a chain around your neck
I
and then
could.
this whole scenario
That
just
could.
falls apart.
Or I wake up, I'm in a Rancor pit, and he just like got me out of there and threw me in some death trap. So yeah. But I did say he's not trying to harm you. But I understand your pick too. Maybe Jar Jar is an easy sleeper, and I'm not giving him enough credit. I could picture him being one of those like late night, like giggle fest talkers, like when kids
Do
are
you
at a sleepover.
Do you think that it's gonna be warm tomorrow? And you're like, I don't know.
You said
Like,
they
where
they
does
had the
water come
continental
from?
breakfast? Yeah, Jar Jar, they have the continental breakfast. Misa hungry. Go to sleep.
And that is it for
All right.
One with the Force. Let us know your
Okay.
picks in the comments.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah. All right, Lacey. Let's close things out with the last few minutes here. We have a rumor that was reported about a day after the seemingly entire main cast of Starfighter was revealed.
Literally
And
the
this
day we recorded it, we sent out an episode, they posted that, and I was like, come on.
Yeah. We're like, oh, we got to do a little special episode, which we did. Check it out on the audio feed. That was audio only. Check it out. But this rumor suggests what a low-hanging fruit. Like, I'll get your thoughts on it first, though. Eva Mendes, longtime actress, beautiful, wife of Ryan Gosling, is cast in Starfighter. Lacey, take it away.
So they're saying that she is going to play his romantic love interest. Look, the only reason I think there's a little bit of weight to this is because we know Shawn Levy put Blake Lively in Deadpool and his whole family because that's what Ryan wanted.
Yikes.
So this is a different Ryan. If Ryan makes the argument and says, hey, I'll do your Star Wars movie, I'll do whatever you want, but I want my wife to play my love interest, who's to say they wouldn't fold and say, sure, why not? Because she is a big name. It's not like they're getting low tier actress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Give us an example of a low tier actress for the audience.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say like no name, some no name actress. How about that? Not low level, but just no name. Someone that doesn't pull like Eva Mendes does. But to be honest, like I could see that argument happening, and I could see also her wanting to be a part of it, being like, they have kids, like mommy wants to be in Star Wars too. Do I think this is actually true? No, I do not. It would be weird that they would announce the whole cast and not announce her. Do I think she could make a cameo in this movie? 100%. But I don't know why they would cast her and not announce her, because that's kind of a nice pull, so to speak, to have in the announcement. Like, hey, his wife is also in it. Like that drums up more excitement. People get excited about the whole social media aspect. Like, oh, they get to be on the press tour together. Why wouldn't you do that? So that's why I'm saying it's not. But I would bet she has a cameo.
Interesting. I'm going with this is totally bunk. I think if Eva Mendes, like, what is it like? It would be sort of like an insult to her if they're like, here's the cast, big press release, run with it news, and not add her, and then a day later someone's like, yeah, she's in this too. If someone who is getting like leaks and info heard that she's in this movie, and for whatever reason they're like, we're just not adding her to this press release, I think that's crazy. So that's the number one why I think it's not true. And two, it's just like, if you ask somebody, come up with a rumor about casting for Starfighter, this is the low-hanging fruit. It's like, oh, Ryan Gosling's the star. Oh, his wife is a beautiful actress who's been acting for 25, 30 years. Eva Mendes is in Starfighter. So this way, if there's a photo of her like near the set or something, because she's bringing the kids to see Ryan or, to support him or something, people can be like, see, she's in it. She's in it. She's not wearing a black garbage bag, but she's in it. I swear she's in it. So I think this is just like, let's come up with the most low-hanging fruit rumor possible. And I think that's all this is. I don't think she's in this movie at all. I don't think she has anything to do with it. And I don't think she's actually acted in a while either.
She hasn't.
I like her in everything I've seen her in.
I believe she stopped acting to raise her children.
Yeah, I think I read that too. I didn't know if that was true, so I didn't want to speak out of turn as a dude.
I believe that's what she did. And he kept acting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did mention that in one of his speeches, award speeches or something
I think
like
it was
that.
Barbie. He did that.
Ah, yes. But yeah, I don't think this is real. Now, I think there may be other cast members that may come out that are maybe smaller roles and stuff like that, but I don't think she's going to be one of them. And actually, I'm kind of glad, because if she was in this, and this rumor I believe is saying she's going to be his love interest, that just sucks me right out of Star Wars. That's,
It really
here's Ryan
kind of
Gosling and his
does.
wife being
Mm.
in a movie. It'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like if Mark Hamill's wife was cast as Luke's wife in like The Last Jedi. And be like, what is going on here? What are we doing? So
Yeah.
I
No, totally.
or and if they separated them, that's fine, because obviously that's happening with Ewan McGregor and his wife Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's over here in Ahsoka playing Hera, who doesn't really connect with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's over here in this timeline. So
The other weird thing,
uh
though, to mention is with Deadpool specifically, Shawn Levy did have Blake Lively in the movie, and they didn't announce it until the movie was out. Like, it was a big question of who was
there was
playing
speculation. Yeah.
Lady Deadpool, and then it came out to be her. So that
Yeah.
might add a little bit of a dash on the maybe
All
side.
right. I get that. Imagine if she pulled like a Heidi Klum, who's like obviously known for her beauty as well, and she always dresses up as like disgusting things at like the Met Gala and stuff.
She's just an alien. You're saying Eva
Yeah, so
Mendes?
Matt, you imagine she just plays like a hut or something. Like what's his name from The Bear is doing in Mando? Playing
Yeah,
Rada,
Rada. Yeah.
Jeremy Allen White. My name recall is on point tonight. Usually I'm like, what the
It
heck is that
really
about?
is. I'm
Yeah.
impressed. But yeah, that's it
Well,
for that
you
rumor.
told me I'm not gonna, say anything. You told me we may have to dip our toes back into some trivia. So I'm like, I gotta find that part of my brain again, because if I did a
I was thinking
Schmodown right
Top Gun
now,
Maverick trivia. We got asked what movie we should do.
oh, it doesn't have to be Star Wars.
It could be anything, any movie we want.
Oh
That's why I'm saying Top Gun Maverick. I want to be
Oh,
K-pop Demon Hunters, but I don't think you've watched it as many times as I have, so I'd have the advantage.
yeah. My God, I wish we could do Seinfeld. I would just murder everyone.
Well, that's why I was
It would,
saying Top Gun Maverick, though. I feel like we both
yeah,
really like that movie.
yeah. Interesting. But
Anyway,
that's it. What else? What else? Yeah, what else is going on
that
with
has
you?
nothing to do with TRB, but stay tuned on that, guys.
Are you still dabbling in collecting a bit, or are you still in purge mode? Because I know you did go to like the flea markets and stuff and got a couple things. So I'm kind of confused where you're at with collecting.
So I started collecting probably majority wise like when Force Awakens came back out. That's when I had a couple
Oh
things
yeah.
growing up,
Okay.
but I basically got back into it Force Awakens, and I went bananas. I have so much stuff. And um not to be lame, but I had kids. I had a whole room to myself. I didn't record. I'm in a different room than I was years ago. I had my own office, which could hold all my Star Wars stuff to one room. And I think that's why I got away with so much stuff, because it was all behind one door. And
Mm-hmm.
then once you share an office with someone else, or like you have to get out of said room for your child, then you're like, oh my God, I think at one point it was like, no joke, like 9 bins of Star Wars stuff. So I still
9.
have 9. So I have, I think, 2 bins or maybe 1 bin down in my basement that's shut that I'm holding. Then
Mm-hmm.
I have all the Forces of Destiny dolls that I kept, Leia, Rey, etc.,
Oh,
for Daisy when she gets older.
nice.
Because I was like, well, these are Barbie dolls, like she'll love this.
Yeah.
And then they don't even make them anymore. And then a lot of the other stuff I kept was the weird, meaningful stuff. I still go to toy shows. I went to one here in Connecticut a couple months ago. If you saw my Instagram, I did like a unboxing haul video for it. I
Mm-hmm.
still do local stuff, and there's another one coming up in October around here, a vintage toy show that I'd probably go check out. But I mean, I'm just picky, I guess. I've gotten picky with what my choices are. Like I usually like small stuff now, not big stuff that I can put on my shelf here. So you guys on camera, not audio, sorry audio guys, but on the camera you can see there's this little box shelf here. It extends to the wall. There's like 2 other boxes, so that has
Mm-hmm.
stuff in it. But if it doesn't fit in that box, it goes behind me. And if it's behind me, if it's little, you can't see it. So a lot of my bigger stuff's here and then my smaller stuff's here. So I've just kind of, I guess, been more picky. I look for the
All
weird
right.
stuff, the
Yeah.
different stuff that you can't get anymore. Or I've also learned very quickly that a lot of the stuff I was collecting during the sequel trilogy was the newer stuff. Kylo Ren, Rey, and not that I don't think they're valuable because I love them. But every collector I talked to was like, these have no value. The modern toy stuff has no value. The value is in the
Mm.
older stuff, 90s,
Yeah.
80s, 70s.
Yeah.
So it was a big awakening for me, a force awaken, if you will,
Yeah.
of, hey, I spent all this money
The purse
and
awakens.
none of it is worth what I thought it would be worth.
Yeah.
I've also invested a lot in art. I have a lot of Star Wars art in like rolls and flat files that I've kept that I have to get up
What's
on
a
my
flat
walls.
file?
Like the big books that you can slide posters in and they're flat.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I have a ton of those. Like I remember I told Steve Sansweet I'd send him a bunch of posters because I just have so many. You can have them for the museum. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. But I mean, it's just when I get obsessed about something, I really go for it. I got into gardening this summer and my garden looks ridiculous because I just like went nuts with it. So
You gotta watch out for the spotted lantern flies.
I've killed two. I've killed two of them on the spot. Didn't even hesitate. And I hate bugs. F those things.
I got one, but then I didn't realize that they have incredible takeoff speed.
Oh, they're fat.
And yeah, so once like scared the bejeez out of me because I thought I was gonna walk up to it. I thought it was gonna be like a moth where it's like doo, doo, doo,
No.
doo, doo, flutters out. That thing was like light speed Millennium Falcon took off into my woods and I
And
saw
they're
the red.
really fat too. They're like, they have like a,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I got one of
gross.
them. Yeah.
Gross.
All right. Very good. That does
Have you
take us
bought
to the
anything
end of the
Star
show.
Wars lately besides the Rancor with your son?
Yeah, it's mainly like stuff for Johnny. For me, I don't think I've bought anything in a long time. I still do want to get one more lightsaber to go with my Vader one, which is it's 20 years old now and it works great. The Force Effects Darth Vader lightsaber.
I gave Daisy my Daisy one, right? My Ray one.
It's back there.
Does she play
It's
with it?
heavy. So
It's
once
so
in a while,
heavy.
but she's like, "Can I have the lighter one?" I'm like, "Yeah."
It's so heavy. That's also why I, no offense, gave it to you. It's because I got the Ray one from Hasbro. It's significantly lighter and it has the twist ignition. That one does
Oh
not.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this blade gets a little finicky on this one. But I want to get either um Luke's green or my favorite lightsaber is actually the same hilt, literally, but Obi-Wan's from A New Hope. I love that lightsaber.
Didn't
So I
we
want to get
order
that
that for
and
you?
huh?
I thought we ordered
We
Obi-Wan's for
I
you.
think we did, but they canceled the order on me. I don't know why. So then I never went back to get it again.
What?
Yeah.
You should get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I do have to I'm gonna be doing hopefully in the next few months some construction. So this wall back here
You gotta be
over my
careful
head
with
is gonna
those
be gone.
posters.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Are you gonna
gone.
podcast in a construction zone?
We'll see. That's another thing I gotta figure out. So yeah.
You're just gonna be like in
Um
your bed on your laptop. Hey guys.
where it started, kitchen table with an iPad and corded headphones. No
Hey, I
mic.
was in a closet, so
Yeah. What a journey it's been. But that takes us to the end of the show. So thank you everybody so much for being a part of the Resistance and listening and watching, having some fun with us today. Like we've been saying, let us know your thoughts on all the topics we talked about. We want to know your one with the Force answers and explain them. Why did you choose to share a room with three Jawas? We want to know. And you can hit us up on YouTube. You can leave comments on Spotify. You can use our Discord server, obviously. If you're a patron, those are always lively chats. We have a ton of different channels and categories on there. But let us know. It'd be so good to hear what your thoughts are, not only on these topics, but also what our takes are, because you listen, obviously, because you like what we have to say about Star Wars. But I do like sometimes when people are on, it's like, I gotta disagree, John. Yeah, I would not share a room with Jabba the Hutt. I would not do it. As
I just
Lacey
love how many tweets I get
pointed
that
out.
are like, Lacey's an idiot. And I'm like, yeah.
You get tweets saying you're an idiot?
Well, like people like, I would not agree with that. That is a
Oh,
terrible take. Blah blah. And I'm like, yes, it is. Feel it.
that's all
Let the
right.
hate flow through you.
But we give the pitches at the top. Please just make sure you are subscribed to the show. It's free on Apple, Spotify, any podcast app, Amazon. You can find us literally anywhere. And then, like we said, the YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting us there. Patreon, of course, if you can, please do. It helps us grow, keeps us alive, and allows us to expand upon what we're doing. So thank you for that. Big shout out to the Generals and Spice Runners on Patreon. This dude's been with us since we started Patreon. We have General Carmelo. Then we got OGs like John Reese, Jetta Rosewater, Frank Grande, Chris Morales, Mike Ramori, Brendan McLaughlin, Sneaky Zebra, Dave Hornack, Colin Cormier, Stephen Garrow, and Darth Snips. We got to get Gary on the show, by the way. Sneaky Zebra. We got to talk about his
Yes,
movie.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Gary, remind me. I know. I'm sure you're listening. Shoot me a DM wherever.
We want to talk
or
about
shoot
your
us a DM.
film. Yes.
Yeah, we got to talk about your movie, dude, and more. He's just fun to talk Star Wars with.
Yes.
And then we have the Spice Runners: David Probus, Neil Shaw, Kendall Gellner, Andrew Staley, Jeremy Myers, the Fort Worthian, and Brian Smith. And also for our listeners who might not know this, we got a TRB Fantasy Football League going. It's a 12-team league. Me and Gilly are in it, and I have to say, I think Lacey somehow drafted a really good team. So it's going to be an interesting season.
For those of you that don't know,
yeah.
we had a watch along draft on our for Patreon subscribers. Even if you're not in it, because it's only 12 people. Even if you're not in it, you could join us in the chat. And some people did. They just like chatted along or watched what we were doing.
Yeah,
I was sweating. I
Yeah.
was freaking out. I did not do any research. I was so anxious. And I downed a beer in the hour we were sitting there because I was freaking out so much. But in the end,
And you don't drink beer usually.
I don't. I beat out John, and that's all that matters.
Well, we'll
on
see.
Points.
Well, yeah, but that's projected points. Like now the season begins.
For one moment, I was number one.
Well, we'll see when our matchup happens. Did we make a bet for that? I forget.
We didn't, but I am just proud of myself for not taking Travis Kelce first, even though he got engaged.
Well
and
done.
I wanted to be like, hooray, you got engaged. I did not take him, although Colin did. And I'm really happy for him because he said he drafted on vibes, which is what I did last year with all vibes.
I have to reveal something.
What? Did you trade?
No, I drafted Travis Kelce in my brother's league, but I got him in the 6th round. So,
why?
Wait. Because
you hate Travis Kelce.
I hate the Red Sox too, but if they have a great player and he's available, I draft him. Like
you hate him so much. You're always
it's
like,
not that I hate him. It's just that I'm so tired of seeing Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce in every commercial and everything. It's not even about Taylor Swift anymore. It's the Kelces are just too much everywhere, and I liked Jason Kelce, even though he was a Philadelphia Eagle, and they're trash.
Oh, Jason Kelce's the best. I like his wife Kylie too, but it's just really, really adorable to me that the day she went on his podcast, he was having a whole team set up the backyard so he can propose to her. That's pretty adorable. And every girl in the country went, oh.
He hired people, you mean, or he had his football team show up and do it?
Okay, it wasn't like remember the Titans where the team got together to do a car wash. Like what are we talking about here?
Still calls his friends to help him move his house.
He called a PR team. I'm sure he called Taylor's PR team to tell him exactly what she wanted, et cetera, et cetera. But
make sure she gets her nails done, bro. I'm putting a ring on it.
Good Travis for him. Kelce. I'm happy for them.
I'm Travis Kelce. I'm such a bro. All right.
He doesn't talk like that.
That's how he talks on this podcast. All right, everybody. We're going to get out of here. Johnny Hoey for me on social media. Lacey, what about you?
People can find me on social media at Lacey Gillerin. Enjoying, by the way, all the latest announcements for like rom-coms and stuff. Seems like Hollywood's listening. Still waiting for Crazy Rich Asians too, though. We'll see what happens.
Well, good thing we have another podcast to talk about that.
We do.
everyone, hope your September's off to a great start. If you are doing fantasy football, wish you luck, unless you're playing against me. And I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Nerdy and Nice Monday. Check it out. We're talking Superman sequel that was just announced. Pumped about that and more. Lacey's going to roast the Wuthering Heights trailer. It's going to be a good time.
It's pretty messy.
For Star Wars fans, you know it. As always, we're always here. We'll be back with you next week. So until then, from the two of us here at TRB, we'll see you around, kids.